Well, hello everybody, it's Clint. Welcome to Sweetcast. I'm not sure the best way to do this video. Science says that you like seeing human faces in videos, and that's why people will watch videos more frequently for longer if you can see a face in it. Now, I know what you're saying, Clint, no one wants to see your face. Science proves otherwise. Follow the science. Anyway, the problem is I can't flip the camera around, so I want to show you some other stuff. So we're going to find a nice way to do that. I have to say one last thing though. This is Velcroed. Look at that. Oh, to my head because I have Velcro hair right now. I'm going to take that off and leave it off. Anyway, what I'm looking at here, down here are, I've got a Daredevil comic book because I have a point to make. But these are original pages put into these rigid cardboard mailers that I'm mailing out that I sold on an auction on the Alterna channel on Saturday. There's the other one, that one. Okay, they weren't this page, obviously, because this one's here, but same concept. Anyway, the point is, when you're making comic books, the thought is people are going to buy my comic book because my comic book is awesome. They're going to spend the money, and if it's awesome enough, I'm going to sell enough comic books that I can pay for the cost that it took to produce it, and I can pay myself and ride off into the sunset and everything's grand. Well, things have changed, but I know what you're thinking. They've changed in that there are fewer people buying comic books. That is true. However, there are also not as many other ways to make money on comic books, the same comic books as there used to be. If you think about it for a moment, back in the Marvel days of Daredevil here in the 80s, what's this? We have ads on the first page here. I know that like Alterna Comics have ads, but even Alterna doesn't have the sheer number of ads. Look at all of these are ads. There's a whole page of ads. This is an ad. Okay, now you have comic book. You read more ads from multiple people putting in ads. I don't know how much it cost per ad, but when you add up all of these books together, that's an ad. OJ Simpson. We wear Spot Blitz just like OJ. Spot Blitz. Those were shoes? Interesting. You could buy those shoes. Terrible camera angle, I know. So here's my point. Today you are only able to sell comics for the most part for the comic book themselves, and customers are expected to pay the full amount. Now I don't know how it was back in the day, but I would guess that advertisers could have paid for the entire production of a comic book that nobody ever bought. Let's say it went to the newsstand, nobody bought a single copy, none of them sold. I would bet that just the advertisers paying to be in the book would have still covered the costs to produce the book. That is not the same today, and I'm not sure how you could make it the same. But as I've been kind of thinking, and I did a poll today on Twitter, I asked about NFTs because this is the new digital age. And as far as NFTs go, I've thought if there was a way to make them valuable, this is what I'm learning about NFTs. It's not just, hey, I made a magical NFT. You're going to want to pay for this because it could be worth money someday. The goal with an NFT is to say, hey, this NFT represents something else. There's some utility, I think is the word. There's something else that you get, and that NFT is more symbolic of that something that you get. And so what exactly that is and how that could work with comics, I'm not yet sure. But I think that there is potentially a route to do so. So imagine this. You're selling comic books. Everyone's making comic books. And they can actually be sold for $1.99 or $2.99. And they're profitable books. You can afford to have the best artists on those books. And it doesn't really matter so much about sales. Obviously, you want sales to be good because they justify you making, what are you spending your time working on? And you want to spend your time working on the good stuff. But if you had the budget always to put into making good comic books with great creative teams, it would up the sales of comic books, as we've said time and time again. So I do wonder if there's something else, if maybe the thing that we've been needing is something to replace the advertisers. I'm not saying that it is NFTs, but I'm saying that that is something definitely interesting and that I have been looking into a bit lately. So want to know your thoughts. I did a poll on Twitter about this, and I said if I gave you, or if you were given a free NFT by just backing a comic book campaign, as you would do anyway, would you want to back, would that, like, sweeten the pot? Would you want to back that campaign more because of the NFT? And I think 12% said yes, and everybody else said no. So that tells me that I don't know that we're there yet to that magic utopia. But again, it is something interesting to think about and consider. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.